Cassandra moves quickly for someone who is usually so deliberate. What is the rush?
All right, we've arrived. What next?
Something in the grove is linked to the remnant. It is just a matter of finding it, I think.
A hunt, then. Good. Whatever speaks to the remnant here, Sojay and I will find it.
And there she goes. She is not wrong. We will cover more ground if we split up. If I see anything, I will find you.
Very well. You and Famia go ahead. Whiptail and I will follow in a moment.
I hear something. Is that creaking? Please say it's not skeletons. Don't wander off, all right? Fighting skeletons and dream monsters is well outside my purview. Most Argonians in this area think nothing of the ruins that dot the landscape. But some, like the Rion Woe, or the Swallowed Grove, have a reputation. It's not quite as strict as a taboo, but similar. Skeletons! Oh, Mara's mercy. I'm no mage, but these do seem different, don't they? They're not feral, it's...
Perhaps I lack Jaxic's flair for sudden disappearances. This is so. But I am thinking I move swift and silent all the same. You go on. I will make my way. We will meet if I find anything.
Look at this masonry! I'll bet this predates the surface Onmirs by a century or more. Fascinating.
Pico, over here. I found something. Deep sap. Can you believe it? The root bleeds slow and dry, but this is definitely deep sap. We Brightthroats use this in our dream wallows. I think this is no coincidence. Hist roots stretch very far, Biko, deep down into the heart of Zalnern and out into distant lands. I cannot say what tribe serves this Hist, but the message is clear. The deep sap is here so we can take it for your dream wallow. Yes, many things feel uncertain, but your role pounds like a drum in my mind. The deep sap is for you. The dream wallow is for you. With the Hist, some things are certain. I could try to explain it, but this is like trying to explain how to breathe underwater to someone who is not a fish. I mean no offense. As not fish go, you are one of the best.
Oja, this way. Star blossoms. Do you see? I spread my truth spines. All doubt is dead. The Hist's will is clear. The flowers. Flowers do not speak. Do not be weird. The Hist speaks. In Deadwater Land, we burn star blossoms. Their smoke leads us to the Dream Wallow. They are rare as snow in summer, yet here they are. Tell me, did Zukas find something too? I nod my head. Then our course is clear. The Deadwater Way and the Brightthroat Way will join, like blood and water. A dream wallow unlike any we have seen before. Zukas and I will guide you down this third path. I know it is what the Hist demands. As for what it will do to you, that is a question for a tree minder or a Nahi stream talker. I am neither. This wallow leads to the remnant, I am certain. We have the ingredients. You must provide the bravery. We should find the others. I will search one way, you search another. Deadwater warriors burn the petals and inhale the smoke. It stretches the soul and widens our eyes. Without star blossoms, we could not fight our Kaju dream beasts, or learn our killing names. Breathing this smoke is a great honor, Ojel.
Gil Wazethi Hooptel? Sorry, these engravings are just impossible to read. Something about dreaming nest? Let's keep looking. Well, that was, you know, nightmarish.
We are here. No one is harmed, I hope?
We're fine, thank you. Did you find something? You all seem quite motivated.
Star blossoms and deep sap. For the Dream Wallow. I feel pain in my throat when I say it, but Famia was right.
Why, thank you, Jaxigorn. The inscription on this door. The dreaming nest is just through here. I'm certain.
Then that is where we go.
I hear you taught the Reachminstrel a bloody lesson.
You will face the Dream Wallow soon. I hope you did not eat a big meal. Tough on the mind, yes, but tougher on the belly.
Keep your claws sharp, Ogel.
I hope you're prepared for this ritual, friend. I mean, I suppose it's possible that it will be a pleasant romp in some Argonian spiritual paradise, but I doubt it.
We should not delay. The remnant is within our grasp.
After you, hero.
Air's a bit thick, isn't it?
Come, no more delays. So this is the Dreaming Nest. Yet another dead end.
There is more here than you think, Cassandra. The Dreamwallow will clear the waters. You will see.
Breathe deep, Ogel. We will watch over you, but you walk the path alone.
The mural. It bears the image of a hunting party. What does it say to you?
Team, over here. Stop dragging your tail, my team. The hunting party waits for you at the bone camp. We have a surprise for you.
What is happening to them, Famia?
I heard a name. Mateen. I think our friend is reliving an ancient Argonian's memories.
You finally arrived. We grow old with waiting.
To hunt is to know patience, Root Brother. But where is Uraz?
Uraz is not with you. He did not come with us. No matter. We flushed that Gixty as you asked, Floxu.
Kaok! I nearly forgot. It is time for your Chukasei, my team. Pierce the heart of Fat Gixty, and the tribe will see you are full grown at last.
I am not supposed to tell you, but the Newites and Rootners has prepared a great feast in your honor. I can smell the phlegm wine from here. Hurry and kill the beast so we can celebrate!
It is not like Uraz to be late. I wonder what keeps him.
Did you not hear, my team? Fat Gixty awaits. You are not stalling, I hope. Do your scales wilt in fear? Well, too bad. I will not have my Vova Stay students curling their tails at the sight of a little Wamasu. Bare your fangs. Have you been licking toads again? Oh, wait. I see. You cannot face your name day challenge if it is not your name day, right? Ha! Nice try, my team. But enough foolishness. Fat Gixty will not kill herself. Go! Who is... Has the Theolul gone to your head? You forget the name of Fat Gixie, the beast that ate your favorite plowguar? She was just a hatchling then, but now, fine quarry for a hunt. Do you wish to ride on your father's back in swaddle skins all your life? This is the Chukasay, Matim. The naming day. If you wish to have a say in the tribe's affairs, you must prove your worth. Now I know you are joking. How could you forget the son of your mother's egg sister? He and I spent weeks planning this hunt for you. Fat Gixie. I only wonder where he could be.
Cloxu poured every drop of his hunt knowledge into your bowl, Matim. Do not disappoint him.
I tried to flush out a smaller beast for you, but Cloxu said it must be Fat Gixie. He might have gone easier on you if you had not put all those scorpions in his soup last week.
I see nothing, Fanny. Is it a hallucination or an actual vision of the past?
Both, perhaps? I can only see the edges. Smoke and whispers, but what our friend is experiencing, it's real enough.
But where is the remnant?
Ha! Well fought, Matty. But Uraz is still not here. I do not like this. Let us find him.
We came here to find the remnant, Fanny. Not to hear mumbling about some hatchling's name day.
I'm sorry, Cassandra. It's very hazy. There must be something here. Something we're meant to see.
Uraz. He's... outsider. Did you do this?
Ah, another soul for our harvest? Delightful. Soldiers! More of these lizards lurk in the swamp nearby, no doubt. Take them, alive. After all, we'll need guides to their village.
What did you say? Something about the aliens?
I believe so. Yes, the ancient Barsabic Aliad elves. I had no idea they made it this far south. Then perhaps the remnant isn't Argonian at all.
Betrays his people
Perhaps
in
it's an
Silent
Aliad
Mire.
artifact. We
Sid
must
is
learn
taken
more.
for doing such a thing.
Aliens. Invaders. Do you see? Do you?
Hunters hunted. Hurry, Biko. There is much more to see.
Surprised you're still standing. Go drool and mutter somewhere else.
I know you are disoriented, but you must try to focus. Native hunting trips, while fascinating, bring us no closer to our goal. Please stay the course.
You're back. I'm getting a taste of the smoke, too. Enough to see shapes. Hear whispers. The Argonians you spoke to seem unlike any I've met here in Murkmire. Not Brightthroat or Deadwater, but a different tribe entirely. There must be more.
Mateen, you live? Come, quickly. The village bleeds. We pushed the aliens back, but our warriors bear new scars. Our sap speaker calls for aid. Several members of her sacred clutch remain. Find them, Mateen, and bring them here.
anyone cannot breathe.
Matim, thank you. I must find the sap speaker in Raj Kal Drusif.
Is someone there? Please, Rootkin. I need help. The door is locked. The key, it should be in the speaker's lodge.
Three against one, ominous greels. My thanks, Matim. Now, I must find Raj Kal Drusif.
Thank you, Matim. Gather your strength. We fight again soon.
Honay! Are you out there?
Matim, I cannot find Honay anywhere. I shout my throat dry, but she does not come. I will go nowhere without my heart rose. I will only fight with Honay at my side. We were separated in the attack. I cut down 3 invaders, but lost Honay in the smoke. She is hiding somewhere, I think. Or injured. Please, Matim, help me look for her.
Casa Jean, I am sorry.
Where is she? Where is Honay? She did not. Oh no. No, no, no. We were going to travel. To visit Rootkin near Gideon. She cannot be dead. I do not believe you. I made this for her. She would never let it fall from her wrist. She really is gone. Please, leave me. Help the others. I need to be alone.
These Argonians. They bested the aliens?
Yes. It was costly, though. Ugh. I smell smoke and taste blood in my mouth.
Perhaps the Remnant helped them?
This is everyone? All you could find? It will have to do. The sap speaker calls for aid. The 4 of you must...
They are coming! They are coming! The elves! More come, Rashkal! Hundreds more!
How? We slaughtered them here like hogfish.
That was only the first wave.
Kaok. Fine. Fall back to the Hist. We fight and die in its shadow. Bare your fangs, Rootkin.
Yes, by all means, bare your fangs. I wouldn't want this to be too easy. Have you forgotten the laws of the hunt so soon? Prey is supposed to run.
Still nothing about the Remnant? I am well acquainted with delays, but even my patience has limits.
There must be a connection.
Hurry, Biko. My stomach churns like a water wheel. The truth of the Remnant, it must be close.
So much death. Filthy Ojals. One mural remains. Find it. Go!
Only one mural remains. You must stay focused. If the truth of the Remnant eludes you here, we may never solve this mystery. I am counting on you.
I know this is taxing, but please, try to stay attuned to the Dream Wallow. These aliens, I had no idea they were so savage. I only see one mural remaining. We should have our answers soon.
Zukis and Jackson Orn. They are shaking. What is going on? Is it the Remnant?
Yes. It's very close now. I can almost hear it. Cassandra? Cassandra! What are you...
Matim, our time runs dry. The Sap Speaker calls for you, and you alone. Go! The outsiders are nearly upon us, Matim. You must hurry. Talk to the Sap Speaker now. The elves attacked in numbers I have never seen in my lifetime. Like the stars. We slay them by the hundreds, but still they come, waves upon waves. Our village is lost, Matim, but the Sap Speaker says the tribe may survive. She grows a miracle, Rootkin. Nothing less will suffice. Go now. I will hold off the outsiders as long as I can.
The alien savages approach, but the Hist provides. A seed of our tribe. A refuge for the souls of our people. Creating this relic is our tribe's last hope. You must find the root's courage and keep the elves from interfering. Trust in the Hist. Here they come. More are on their way. Protect the calls. We must hold them off until the ritual is complete. Their leader approaches. Keep him away. The ritual is nearly complete. More are on their way.
complete the ritual.
Protect the calls.
Keep up the assault!
We must hold them off until the ritual is complete.
Keep up the assault!
Protect the calls.
Now, taste the fury of the skies! Enough!
Scatter!
I will fry your...
Matim who is not, at last. The sight of you warms my scales. I feared you would not come, but I was wrong to worry. The Hist, in its wisdom, always provides. In this place, even the keenest eyes see little but embers of the truth, Rootmender. Here, we see with our souls. But these are questions for a dozing time. This moment demands action. You seek the seed, correct? What you call it matters little. The seed, this remnant, waits in a dark and quiet place, and our souls hide within it. It calls for a protector, a guide, and a mender that might lift it high and release its spirits in the bright yellow sun. I offer you my staff, a branch of great power. It will guide you to us. Many brambles and snares remain, Rootmender. Betrayal, battle, and sacrifice. But the Hist knows your heart and your strength. In time, you shall find what you seek. The shell of the dream grows thin, Rootmender. Soon it will crack. If you have questions, ask them now. The death of our tribe, and the creation of the remnant of Argon. The Ayleid elves, with their whitestone hearts, brought steel and nightmare magics to Murkmire. Their leader coveted our souls and their secrets. So with his staff, he claimed them. No, he will survive, and his reign here will bring a rainstorm of sorrows. But all is as it must be. The strongest crops grow from fire-lit soil. So it is with the seed, your remnant. For a miracle to occur, there must first be sorrow. It provides a refuge for the souls of our tribe, a safe place to weather the storm. But it has slept too long, and the Hist that cares for it withers away. You must find the remnant. Find us. With your aid, both Hist and remnant will wake and thrive. The seed sleeps in a forgotten place, hidden from sun and storm and time itself. In all the world, only this staff remembers its whereabouts. It will guide you, just as the stars guide a sailor. Know this, though. You will not hold it for long. Another will claim it. But do not worry, Rootmender. It will lead you all the same, just as a swamp fox leads the cunning hunter to its den. It is your role. Just as I speak the Hist's will, you will mend its wounds. All of us, even our enemies, have a part to play in this tale. The Aliads beat the drums of war. Your friends bow the strings of sacrifice, and you sing the hero's song. Both, and neither. Tell me, Rootmender, which do you believe is true? Is this a Dream Wallow vision? Is it real? The narrow reed you call real cannot hold the Hist's truth, Rootmender. Real, illusion, dream, waking. These are the words that keep our bellies to the mud. We are safe there, yes, but we cannot see very far. Today, you see very far indeed. You are welcome. Do not be discouraged. Uncertainty is no bad thing.
This staff! It is the key to the remnant of Argon, isn't it? Then it seems our time together has come to an end. This paralytic should keep you here for a time. Please know I hold you in the highest respect. Farewell.
Move it, Famia.
This way. Biko, I am sorry to have left you, but I had to give chase. Cassandra took the staff, a gift of the Dream Wallow, and the key to the remnant of Argon, yes? I grew too weary, but Jaxic still chases them like a stiff wind, I think. She did. Cassandra seeks to claim the remnant for herself. I extend the quill of deep surprise. That is a joke. You saw the remnant's history. A seed born in blood and sorrow. It cannot belong to Cassandra. We must stop her before it is too late. Cassandra moves quickly for a Lukiel of her age. She has more sap in her than I expected. Friend Jaxic will fight Cassandra and Whiptail alone if she catches them. On any other day, I think she would win. But with this staff, what should we do? Very well, but someone needs to send word of Cassandra's treachery back to Lilmuth and the tribal villages. If she unleashes some ancient power, all should be prepared. I move swiftly in the rivers. I will find you again once I am finished. Jaxic chases her prey into the deep mire, northeast of here. It is an old fear place, Biko. No Saxhleel hunts there, not even the bravest Khals. This will not stop Jaxic. Naga Fury makes her strong, but also reckless. She will need your help. Be swift. Friend Jaxic would build a ladder to fight the sun if it crossed her. An endearing quality that will someday get her killed. Hopefully, today is not the day. Of course, though I am not sure if I can provide any insight. I saw only shadows and heard only whispers. There was a sap speaker there, yes? A Saxhleel blessed by the Hist with second eyes and second ears. And she gave you her staff, right? It may still guide us there, Biko, if we are lucky. We pursue Cassandra, and Cassandra holds the staff. Whether we possess the staff or not, we still find the remnant. Trust in the sap speaker. Trust in the Hist. Belief is not always easy, even for us who feel the will of the Hist in our hearts. If you cannot place your trust in the Hist, place your trust in me. This is your path, Biko. I know it. A very good question. I cannot believe that friend Famia would betray us too. Maybe she tries to change Cassandra's mind. I can tell you, Biko, I caught a glimpse of Cassandra's eyes before I succumbed to the gas. She will not change her mind. Gone as well. His soul is shriveled and twisted like a tangle of dry thorns. He plays at being a Naga, but in his heart, he is a monster. Cassandra has nothing to fear from him, but friend Famia, my throat grows dry with worry. The sap speaker said that the souls of her tribe nest inside the remnant, right? If Cassandra could claim the souls of an entire tribe, she might find some way to rule them, to twist them to serve some dark purpose. We cannot let that happen. Perhaps, but the result of a fight like that might lead to even more horrors. A tribe of angry souls set loose upon a cruel manipulator. Might they take on an aspect of her cruelty? Or return to the Hist, resentful and suspicious? Who can say?
It's simply a cultural difference. Such imagery must be presented in a particular way.
Words have always been. Blood splayed across their snout, and their nostrils filled with the scent of despair. Yet you speak of rubies and courage.
Hail, O traveler. What is it that you wish of me? For long I have searched the swamps for the tales of Murkmire's past. Unfortunately, such a topic is of little interest to most of the Argonians living here. But at last, my search came to a joyful close. Or so I thought. Eril Jush is one of the few traditional storytellers left in Murkmire. However, I have found his stories to be far too plainly spoken. His images of war are enough to make a bloodied warrior grow pale. I have sung the ballads of warriors and battles, of carnage and death and mayhem. It is not the subjects Eril Jush speaks, but the crude way he speaks them. Yet he refuses to let me change the words to be more refined. I suppose that is true. If I'm to respect the traditions of Murkmire, I must respect its people. And that should start with agreeing to Eril Jush's wishes. Very well. I shall sing the words just as they are told to me. Upon reflection, I have decided to keep your stories as they have been told to me. If I am to spread Argonian tales, it is best to sing the words in an Argonian manner.
You have stopped her honeyed tongue and opened her eyes to the truth of our words. I erect the spine of gratitude, traveler.
Perhaps these crude words will be a welcome change to the audiences of my homeland.
Be mindful of your head. This is a fruitful place to gather termite larvae, if you are wary of the occasional falling plank. Once, I think, Sithis tired of it and returned it to the trees. The Changer is boundless in its creativity, yes. I do not.
but I saw Amlai guiding a Malil to the ridge above. Imperials seem to have interest in such things. You'll have to go through the sunken bulwark east of here to get up there. Do not pay too steep a price for your curiosity.
Get back! You will not cut the scales from me again. You are not one of her thralls. No, you do not smell like them. Quickly, you must help me. I only barely escaped her clutches, but my root sisters and brothers were not so lucky. Every moment we delay will be measured in innocent blood. Shulzaltse devours the sun, High Priestess of the Teeth. She has many names, all of them spoken softly. She has returned from dusk to reclaim her temple, and we are the offering she makes for Sithis' favor. Yes, what blood she does not drink is spilled on the altars of the temple. For what purpose, I do not know. But many have died for the sake of her terrible rituals. Shuzaltse must be stopped. The priestess holds them in the teeth of Sithis. Use the tunnel beneath the waterfall to reach the Zanmirs on the ridge above. We will regroup at the top of the western Zanmir once you've found the others. I only know that we were kept in the chambers beneath the twin Zanmirs. If anyone is still alive, that's where they will be found. Be cautious. They will be guarded by those Shuzaltse has enthralled. They overwhelmed us with ease. We were custodians of the Teeth of Sithis. Though it does not serve the same purpose it was built for, it is no less sacred. When the pitiful souls under the High Priestess's sway came to defile it, we resisted them, but her power was too much. Her way is the old way, from before the fall. We were less mindful of the cycle of change and gave only to the void. When the Hist revealed the true path to us, she chose to break the branch of her bond rather than turn back. Or so the story goes. It is. The tale of Shuzaltse's betrayal and fall is a reminder not to stray from the guiding boughs of the Hist. I thought the lesson was embellished for effect, but it seems the only exaggeration was her demise. The story said she was cast down and entombed far from the roots of the Hist, never to return. But every spine on my body tells me the twisted creature that bathes in the blood of my fellows is Shuzaltse. A wonder from before dusk, built high to cast Sithis' long shadow over the land. A reminder that Sithis is always looming, waiting to return us to nothingness. The old ways were flawed. Many saw Sithis as destroyer, but not as creator. The old ways sought to appease Sithis, so it might spare us from destruction. In our ignorance, we struggled against its will like the muck we built upon until we neared collapse. It would have swallowed us if the Hist hadn't shared their wisdom. That Sithis is not only destruction, Sithis is change. Sithis tears down the old so that the new can grow. So we learn to flow with the river instead of struggle to alter its course. These are better times, but Shuzaltse cannot see that.
You come to drain the sap from me again, but I have little left to offer your master. When the last of us are bled dry, it will be you who quenches her endless thirst. It does not matter. We are too entangled in the rotting roots of our past to flee from it. They have spread far and wide, unnoticed beneath the surface, and now that they have broken into the light, it is too late. So what would you have me do?
Can't get enough of this fine vintage, huh? Well, you're cut off. Come any closer and I'll bash your fangs in. He got out? Slippery skink, that one. Well, what are you waiting for? Set me loose, so I can give these bloodsuckers a good thunk right in their pointy teeth.
I am grateful the Hist has guided you all to me, but is this everyone you were able to find? So far, yes. I found nothing in the eastern Zonmir but the priestess's thralls and the reek of mingling blood. Whoever was there has already been taken to bleed on the temple's teeth, or her own. She will find others. Before the fall, Shuzaltse drenched the teeth of Sithis with sacrificial blood from dawn to dusk. As the thing she has become, her need is greater now, and so is her power. I can feel it coursing through this temple. Like the blood spilled here begins to pulse through dead stone. The beating of this temple's heart is slow, but it echoes through the void. She is calling to Sithis. We cannot let her be heard. I fear what Shuzaltse has begun may not be undone by her death alone. We must stop her ritual and forever silence this temple to the old ways. Destroy the altars. Only then can we be certain the High Priestess will not get what she wants. They have stood too long already. They stand for a Sithis that is no longer or never was. It seeks change. Whether that change is good for us is for it to decide. Shuzaltse was not cast down for simply clinging to the old ways. She forsook this world. Her prayers of appeasement became invitations for destruction. I believe she has returned to finish what she started when the tribes rose up to stop her. To cast this world into darkness. To see the Hist wither and die. To sow destruction until the great serpent returns us all to the void. Shuzaltse returned from beyond the grip of death for this purpose. Who knows what is within her power? Some may be faithful to her as a priestess of Sithis. but I think most fell victim to her power. After the Black Rose riots destroyed the prison, there would have been no shortage of outlaws wandering the swamps for her to prey upon. The Rose was built upon ruins. Built upon ruins. Built upon ruins. The Hist only knows what was buried beneath. But if anything was to stir Shuzoltse from her grave, the bloodshed of the prison riots would be it. But we have more dire concerns.
Are we all that remains? This world is doomed. Shuzoltse soaks the teeth of Sithis in blood to stoke the Great Serpent's appetite. She is inviting it to take its first bite, the beginning of the end. It will sink its fangs deep and swallow all creation. Only if Sithis desires it.
This all of us? No matter. Just more vampy faces for me to bash in. Soon as my head stops spinning. Not all of them. Some are just slack-jawed toady blood bags. The ugly scale-faced leech that's been bleeding us, though, has to be a vampire. Maybe worse. Most vampires you hear about only have 2 fangs. But that High Priestess of the Teeth's got a mouth like a bear trap. I'll give her something to chew on next time I see her. Soon as I can lift it, you'll see. What do you mean? Am I one of the custodians? Of course I am. Oh, I get what you're driving at. Don't look scaly enough for the part. That's it, isn't it? That's just being close-minded. I've half a mind to bash you for that. But Zod says I'll be happier when I stop fighting my problems. They've been good to me since I got here. Run out of Valenwood. Got all these rules in the Dominion, especially against bashing stuff. Even when you're mad. Drifted around until I bashed some knot-faced prowler skulking in my room. Roundabout, yeah. Started getting strange letters from some warped plank who signs letters by dipping their hand in ink. Dim, yeah? It's all Sithis this, Sithis that. Can't get away from it. Finally, I come out here. No letters. Coincidence?
common. The teeth of Sithis won't be safe until we get aid from the tribes.
So, we're not going back? Give them a good bash ourselves?
I would rather gather support in Lilmoth. Get some rest. Maybe a warm meal.
I bet Sithis would want a bash.
Right now, I am strongly considering it. The temple seems quieter, and the spines of fear and dread lie flat again. It is done, isn't it? Then the last remnants of the old ways have finally been shed, and the story of Shuzaltse ends, as it was always meant to, with a new beginning. We are grateful for your help. The Hist were wise to guide you to us. Shuzaltse fought against tides of change longer than we can know. But in the end, the old always gives way to the new. May she finally find peace in the void. Though dead, the husk of the old ways still hangs over our temple. We three will go to Lilmoth and beseech the tribes to help Sithis cast off these remnants. If their warriors scour our temple clean, we will return. Then we were not meant to be there, and we will take our teachings elsewhere, another lesson wiser. May your struggles crumble.
Sithis has spared us for another day. I will greet every dawn as if it is my last. What is hope? Change untended. Squandered and left to molder before the eyes of the weak and foolish. Hope did not give me this life, nor did it spare it. There is a poison, distilled from decay and reborn as a gift from Sithis. It kills fear and pain, bringing warmth and peace as it deadens the mind. I will drink deeply of it tonight and forget this torment for a time. These little deaths are Sithis's mercy. We partake willingly. I know a few tribes that eschew the Great Serpent's venom. Is it so strange? Ned Hellas told me that men in Mur around the world share this custom. Drinking alcohol, he called it. I will raise many cups to you, I promise.
Vampy bastards can't make a sandwich to spare their lives. Not that I would. Meat's all dry. Gotta get my strength up for the bashing to come. Soon those toothy gits will learn just what this Bothmer is made of. Fists! Bet your arse. It's still full of things needing a good crack in the jaw, and I haven't bashed heads in months. Zod says we've got to go to Lilmoth to get help. As soon as I grab some decent grub, I'll be back. No fun bashing on an empty stomach.
Do nothing that might cause the foolish Dryskin to fall. I must return him safely if I am to be paid, and I have had to retrieve him from that sagging wreck 3 times already. A better question would be why anyone would care. It is the rotten husk of a dead tree. The fact its shape is different does not make it any less useless. Perhaps it was shaped by the dreams of the Hist and fell from the sky. Or perhaps this tree simply desired a headdress. Does knowing either change that it is now a tangle of soggy sticks? If you want to play guessing games, speak to the dry skin.
Tread carefully. The ship is reasonably stable, but of a fragile constitution, as I've discovered. It is a long drop. Strillian Calidus, Scholar Emeritus at the Imperial Naval Consortium. Or what remains of it. I happened to be on sabbatical when the Alliance War began, and now it's been extended indefinitely. Show some respect. This wreck is the Dominus Fatum, one of the most storied vessels of the First Empire. Its crew apprehended the notorious Black Marsh pirate Red Brahmin during the reign of Empress Hestra, a testament to their resolve. When Empress Hestra demanded the head of Red Brahmin, most of his pursuers chased him from the Topal Bay all the way into Black Marsh. The Dominus Fatum, however, chose to brave Shadowfen's uncharted rivers and head him off from the north. Sacrifices were made, but they were not in vain. Though the Dominus Fatum became mired in the swamp, it made it closer to Blackrose than any other ship, and its crew captured Red Brahmin, much to his surprise, I'm sure. I don't know, but I'm thankful for its safekeeping. The Dominus Fatum would have drowned in muck otherwise. The ship may have careened over the embankment and into the branches, but the tree might not have even been here 1,000 years ago. Strillian Calidus, Scholar Emeritus at the Imperial Naval Consortium. Or what remains of it. I happened to be on sabbatical when the Alliance War began, and now it's been extended indefinitely. Show some respect. This wreck is the Dominus Fatum, one of the most... Because I am... or was, the chair of Vexologium at the Consortium, and I can count the number of Dark Elf vessels that flew an Imperial Vexillum on one finger. Flag. Imperial vessels, particularly those of the early First Empire, carry their unique banner into battle, hung suspended from a tall pole by a crossbar. It didn't, but the frame that bore it was little worse for wear. After I scraped the grime off, I can tell you few units had the honor of carrying their Vexillum on a solid gold frame. The crew of the Dominus Fatum have that distinction. It was captured by the Empire during the Battle of Tyr Harbor, during the War for Silyanorn, what would become Stormhold. In honor of their defeat of the Indoril fleet, the flagship was given to the Legion and christened the Dominus Fatum.
many of you must I kill?
Tending above the water is not so hard. Clip the vines, clear the path of moss. But below the surface, the struggle against the muck is endless. A season of that is reminder enough of why dusk fell.
This used to be a place that only the tribes knew. I suppose those days are gone. I hope they return. This is not a well-trod path. This quiet muck should stay undisturbed, save for the tenders. When the refuge sees visitors, calamity is not far behind. A secret place. A safe place. What you can see is only the surface. Below the cloudy waters, far, far below, is a place where all our tribes take shelter when Sithis seeks to reshape Murkmire. Invasion, disaster, nothing follows us into the mud. For now. Every season, the tribes send tenders to keep the refuge prepared for when the great changes come. No one ventures here without a need. When the trouble follows, the refuge will be ready.
Ojel, I hiss fire. I nearly caught that Lukiel hag, Cassandra. But blackguards emerged from all sides. Sojay and I cannot kill these Greels fast enough. We will never catch up at this rate. Keok. Yes, from the beginning. I will not say I told you so. You remember her limp-tailed toady, Whiptail? He is one of them. Now he and his savages escort Cassandra and block our pursuit. You are right. But something... As soon as I arrived here in the Deep Mire, the Hist started whispering to me, trying to dull my fury, urging patience and trust. I hate it. But my tongue wanders and the trail goes cold. We must resume the hunt. I shake my head. You expect me to describe the withered heart of some scheming Lukiel? She is a savage, and the offspring of savages. I hear she complains that the Hist does not speak to her. It does not speak because she is not worthy. I tighten my fist. In the beginning, she may have used it to force open the doors to the Hist. To make the Hist speak to her as it speaks to us. But now, I think she means to use its power to dominate us. It is not like the swamplands you know. Old Sithis stalks here, and unhappy spirits watch your every move. A bad place. If you fall here, you fall to the void. So do not fall. You claw for memories. Something you saw during the dream wallow, maybe. I recall little shadows and the taste of blood and smoke. Cling to whatever memories you can. It will serve you well, I think. I shake my head. No. Only her tracks. I can tell you, she struggles to keep up and turns back often. Perhaps to see if we follow. She has the heart of a hatchling, not a betrayer. If Cassandra turns on her, she will not last long.
You look surprised. I told you, I swim like a harpoon fish. Typically a nap follows, but that will have to wait. You found Jaxic. Good. All are warned of Cassandra's treachery. Many Saxhley'll come to aid us, but they will arrive too late, I think. So, she was in league with them the whole time? That dries my scales. In small numbers they pose little threat, but with a mind like Cassandra's and the remnant in hand, maybe Jaxic already killed them all and I worry without cause. The village the Hist showed you in the Dream Wallow, maybe? Old Shuvu told me of a village in the Deepmire, but to reach it, we must traverse the Snake Means Death City, Zul-Thusis. I wish it were not so, but we have little choice. Let us go.
Norgvos. Warning stones. Our old kin built them to keep the Saxhleel away. But we will use them to guide us instead. Fear is for our enemies. They will know it soon. Shadowed. The blackguards lurk. The blackguards lurk here. True. But so do dangerous beasts and vicious plants. No matter. Bare your fangs, and know that you will crush these foes. Sojay calls for blood, and we will see that it drinks its fill.
The Dream Wallow showed you this place, didn't it? A place for proving strength. We will have many chances to show our own, I think.
Let blood mingle with water. The bones of a Leviathan. An ill omen, to be sure. But for whom? The blackguards. Sojay is still thirsty. There is your gate, Zulus. To the Snake Means Death City, Zul-Thusis, and the temple beyond. We challenge the void here, Swordkin.
It is not so scary if you squint your eyes. Just really narrow your... No, it is still terrifying. My Brightthroats and the Dead Water Tribe will send warriors to see this remnant soon, I think. But they will not arrive in time. We must stop Cassandra on our own. The Blackguard's nest in Zul-Thusis? Are they mad?
Mad or not, Sojay and I will hack them dead. And now you fall. That room up ahead. It stinks of Cassandra's dry skin perfume. She has been here. When will we face a real challenge? Quiet. I hear something.
Get your hands off me! Where is Cassandra?
Well, she left you in my capable hands, sweetheart. You made the mistake of not being useful anymore. But don't worry. I've got a use for you.
I'm not going anywhere with you!
Oh, it's a chase then. Good. No fun without a struggle. Get after her, boys! Take her to the sacrificial chamber!
Cassandra cannot be far. She hopes to delay us by putting friend Famia in danger, I think. Sooth, come. Let's find another way into the deeper ruins. The bones of the ancient dead rise in protest. Whiptail should pay for disturbing this sacred place.
It was a mistake to challenge us.
Cassandra!
So, you made it this far. Impressive. Alas, you have another engagement. Follow me and Famia dies.
I grind my fangs. The only death that is certain is yours.
Enough theatrics, Jaxic Orn. The Hist allowed me to acquire this staff. Surely you wouldn't fight the will of the Roots.
Now you mock the Hist. I will cut that dry tongue out of your lying throat.
Wait! Jaxic! Kaok, you go save friend Famia from that crazy Naga. I will try to keep Jaxic alive.
Hear me, Sickis. Your altar has gone unbloodied far too long. Grant me your power, and I will carve your name into all the flesh of Murkmire.
Man deserved nothing less. Come on, there's an exit this way.
Rattles my fangs.
I do, Jaxic, but you must breathe. Ah, Biko, and friend Famia, thank the Hist. You dealt with that snake Whiptail, yes? Good. My belly churned with worry for friend Famia, and for you. We have less good news. We used the waterways and nearly caught Cassandra, but she escaped. We nearly had her. Our claws reached for her throat, but suddenly Jaxic cried out and collapsed. I could not find the will to leave her behind. Like she always says, I have the underbelly of a soft-shell crab. You would not know it in speaking with her, but Jaxic is not so cruel as she seems. She feels things very deeply, deeper even than me. The air in this temple is thick with memories, and she hears them all. Yes. She mutters about the tree that guided us. She says it is very close. I do not wish for Cassandra to claim the remnant, but we must find this dreaming tree. Haste has profited us very little. We should slow down and listen to the hist. In the Dream Wallow, your other self dwelt in a village of stone with a great hist tree at the center. The Ayleid elves attacked the village, seeking Argonian souls at first, then the tree's secrets later. This is the hist that guides us. Yes, the remnant was born there, and it sleeps there still. I sense that the Ayleids failed to claim it, but with the power of the Sapspeaker's staff, Cassandra may succeed.
Branch and seed, sap and stone, root and soul. Dream, in dream, in dream. I widen my eyes. Do you see? The four of us, tied at the tails. For the sake of mending, we must see the tree. The tree! The dreaming tree. The whispering root. It guided you through the dream. It guides us still. The tree and the remnant are one, just as the tribe and the hist are one. But the vines that bind them are severed, split at the root. We must mend it. I flare my nostrils. Close. Very close. Cassandra passes it by, because she cannot hear its calls. But we must find it. No more talking. We have to find it.
I wasn't sure anyone would come for me. I didn't think anyone even knew where I was. I owe you my life. Again. The bindings on my wrists were painful, but what really hurts is the betrayal. Do I really mean so little to Cassandra? I'm not sure. My head was still all fuzzy from the Dream Wallow. She kept whispering things to Whiptail, things she was learning from the staff, but she seemed frustrated, like it wasn't telling her everything she needed to know. Maybe? I definitely wouldn't count on that working forever, though. Cassandra's very clever. She'll find a way to twist its nature, just like she twisted mine. I can't believe I was so naive. You're right. No use feeling sorry for myself. We have a remnant to save. We should talk to Zukis and Jaxic Orn about our next move. Hopefully it involves getting out of here. This place, while fascinating, gives me the creeps.
Come. It is this way.
And there she goes again.
Is she gonna be all right?
Yes, friend Famia. This is the will of the hist. You will see, I think.
Remarkable. This is the village you saw in your Dream Wallow, right?
Yes. What is left of it, anyway?
Well, I'm no arborist, but there's definitely something wrong with that history. It can't be dead, can it?
No, but it struggles for wakefulness. It gives everything to the remnant.
Well, it really is something.
Yes, it is. Strange. I feel as though I am walking through a dream, one I have had many times before. Each time I am called to lead, and each time I die. I must think on this, and try to hear more clearly what the hist is telling me.
I flare my nostrils and fill my lungs. Do you smell it, Ojel? The dryness of the branches, the loosening of the soil. This Hist slumbers like the dead, but it is not dead yet. Its strength lies in the remnant, in the souls of its tribe. It will. The remnant is very, very close. Deep beneath our feet, cradled in vines and moss. You have seen its resting place before, in your dream wallow. A cavern of roots and stone. So Jay and I want to go with you, but we cannot. Zukas and I, we set our roots here. I cannot explain it in the dry tongue. It is like the sun rising or the rivers flowing downstream. It simply is. Zukas and I watch over the tree because we must. You find the remnant because you must. I know, but you will not need it. Take Famia with you to the Zanmir east of here. Keep her safe. She wears the skin of man, but the Hist knows her heart. The two of you will stop Cassandra. I believe this. So should you.
They're not coming with us, are they? Goodness. Just when you think you know everything there is to know about the Bright Throats and the Deadwater, they throw you for another loop. These Murkmire Argonians are remarkable people. You and me? Oh, goodness, what could I possibly do? You're the hero. I'm just the oft-imperiled bookworm. Even so, I would trust Zukas with my life. Jaxik Orn, too. If they say we go together, then we go together. If that's all right with you, I mean. Stopping Cassandra won't be simple. With the Sap Speaker's staff and such a long head start... No. Can't think like that. I'm here to supply valuable historical information and boundless optimism, so that's what I'll do! Well, I should tell you, we've officially left the realm of verified research and entered the world of legend and wild-eyed conjecture. If that last ruin was Zul Thusis, then this next Zanmir must be Vakabak, the Bowl of the Sun, I think. I think they're right. Aside from the word of the Hist, which I've learned is very persuasive, legends say that the Vakabak Zanmir holds a great treasure. It has to be the remnant. Now, we should get moving, right? We've got to stop Cassandra. I'm right behind you, friend. Let's just hope we can still catch up to Cassandra. Like I said, Vakabak means something like the Bowl of the Sun. I assume the ancient Argonians used it as a place to empower their Vaka stones, including the Kajinjat crystal. Really, quite remarkable. A temple? No. A temple implies worship. Argonians worship the Hist and venerate Sithis. Beyond that, I've never found any substantial variety in their religious habits. This would be some kind of, I don't know, garden? Yes, a place for their Vaka stones to soak up the sun's energy and grow in power. Of course, I could be completely wrong. We haven't been inside, after all. We should probably get to it, right? I guess you're hoping I'll say yes, right? Honestly, I hope it doesn't come to that, but Cassandra was ready to let me die just to keep you off her trail. She's not the person I thought she was. You'll do what you have to. I'll stand by you.
I am sorry I cannot join you, Biko. My heart was torn at first, but now, standing beneath the tree, I see the task is yours, and friend Famia's. Take care of her, and trust in the Hist.
Keep your claws sharp. In the Zanmir, blackguards will be the least of your worries. Old deaths stalk the halls near the remnant. Ghosts from the Ayleid elves. Beasts of vine and stone and worse. Even so, Sojay shouts your name. You will succeed.